So since I have basically been using Kartra, which is one of the systems that I utilize through multiple examples in this video, I figured that I would just go ahead and show you how to create your payment plan in Kartra for your product. So in Kartra, you can't just create a random link. It does have to be linked to a product. Kartra is going to be a lot more, I don't want to say organized, but there's going to be a lot more requirements to create something in Kartra. It's going to keep all pieces kind of working harmoniously together. So your offer, email sequences, automations, all that kind of stuff, products, product links, all the good things. So let's go ahead. Over on the side, when it clicks products, it's going to take you to the main product page. We're just going to go ahead and do our new offer. I'm just going to call it test offer just so I stay organized, but you get the point. And this is going to be a main product. An upsell or a downsell offer is only available if you've purchased another product. That setup is a little bit different, but this is going to be just a main product in our product suite. So one of the first things is it's going to ask if you want to add a photo. You can obviously do that. Okay, cool. Let's just go ahead. I'm just going to take a random one on here. That makes no sense. Creating your payments in Kartra. Perfect. Exactly what we're talking about. So that's great. Okay. So obviously you'd want to make that make sense. And then you're going to want to name your product offer. You can give it a description. This is going to show up when you send someone a link. And then you can go ahead and link a PayPal account. I think I've mentioned quite often that PayPal is not my favorite system. It did not happen to one of my clients, but I've actually heard a horror story where someone had a huge launch in their business, like multiple five figures, like 30, 40, 50,000. And PayPal thought it was a scam, closed their account, and the individual never got their money. So PayPal is not my favorite system. I avoid it pretty much always. Instead, I use a credit card, and then I get paid out through your Stripe. So you would set up your Stripe account. That actually happens in a different part of the portal, but you set up your Stripe account, and then you would get paid there. So that's what you would want to click. I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and then save this. Okay, great. So we have our little offer. Excellent. Then we want to go ahead and put in our pricing plans. Now, what's really nice is you can put in a ton of different pricing plans and only have some available or seen by your clients. So typically what I do, especially if I'm doing a pre-sale, is I'm going to go ahead and put in my pre-sale pay in full price. So pre-sale pay in full. And I usually call it pre-sale pay in full because the client wants to know that they're going to get pre-sale pay in full. So let's say my pre-sale pay in full is $500. Obviously, I would probably do like $499 when it comes to pricing, but let's just go ahead and do that actually. Okay, so $499 for pre-sale. And then you are going to want to add to that. Okay, great. So we have our pre-sale pay in full. And then we have our installments. So pre-sale 2-month payment plan, and then you can do whatever your payment plan is. So your price would be, let's just say $279, and then you'd have 2 monthly payments. I know that does not equal, by the way, $500. Sometimes people will give you a discount for paying in full, so it doesn't really matter, but you get it, okay? So that is what you are going to do there. Now, if you did anything like an initial payment, like they get, let's say, $20 for your first month or something like that. You can always do initial payments, but this is how you would set up your installments. So now we have our 2 payment plans for the for the pre-sale ready to go. Then let's go ahead and do our non-pre-sale payments. I cannot say all the P's. It's like messing me up. Pre-sale payment plans. Okay. So we want to do just regular pay in full. And you can type it out, pay in full, or whatever you want to do. And then let's say that regular price is $8.99. Great. And then installments, we would do, usually if it's going to be up that part, I usually do like a little bit lower payment plan. So let's say that we wanted to do payment plan 3 months, and we want to do, what is that? So $900. So we could do 300 each, or let's give a extra amount. So price, let's do $320 each for 3 months. Okay, great. So that is how we are going to do that. Now, if you have a membership, you are going to want to set up reoccurring installments. So you would want to do like membership pre-sale price, like if you're letting people get in or whatever, and then the price would be, let's say, $29.99 every 1 month. So installments, reoccurring installments, reoccurring payments, pre-sale. I was like, what am I clicking on? Reoccurring payments would be membership, pre-sale, or $29.99 per month until canceled by customer. Thank you. I was like looking, I don't know, I just said thank you like you guys helped me, but my brain was like, why does that look wrong? Because I just went over, I usually go from here to here and I went from here to here. Okay, so that is what you are going to have as your payment plan. So again, that would be like a membership. That probably doesn't make sense here, so we're just going to delete that. And we're going to focus on these 4. Okay, so that is your options there. You can also add a refund policy. So typically I do not have refunds on any of my programs because many of them include proprietary information or they get logins to portals. So why would I give someone a login to a portal for them to, like just literally, a month later be like, oh, I don't need this information, but then they've already like absorbed the information. So I don't typically do a lot of like refunds for anything. So I usually turn that off. That's important to note. And then go to the next. The next thing here is going to be your product page. So sometimes that's just going to be your website. It doesn't really matter, but they do require that you put in some type of product page. So if you made your sales page, you can put it here. And then another thing it's going to require is thank you pages. So if someone purchases, what's the page that they're going to see after? This is the only thing that drives me nuts about Kartra is you have to do each one. So I usually have some type of thank you page. We've already talked about creating pages and things. So you should be good on that. And then Kartra thank you page. I'm just showing you guys kind of how to finalize everything. Okay, thank you page. I swear when you do something so many times, it feels like you're just doing it in your sleep. Okay, so every single checkout needs a thank you page. Why do different checkout links have different thank you pages? Well, maybe they go to different things, right? So maybe you have like a VIP version of your offer, or maybe you have, a pre-sale. So for example, with your pricing here, right? So pricing number 1 and 2 are pre-sale. So probably what is going to happen is because those are pre-sale prices, your thank you page on these 2 will be different. So I wonder if I have, pre-sale deal. So what I have on these pre-sale pages is it says, thank you so much for pre-saling your offer. Look for my communication on X date about your logins to your program. So for me, if I was launching a program, let's say on November 1st, right? And people bought in at the half deal pre-sale, when they checked out with that pre-sale link, it is going to send them to a thank you page that says, thanks for doing this pre-sale. This is the date that you will hear from me. And then I'll send them an email about a week before and do all that other stuff. But those links will be different than maybe your original checkout link. So just things to think about there. Then you're going to have your checkout page. So you can make this look, whatever you'd like it to be. You can do an overlay where once you click on it, it kind of pops up. You can also embed it into your custom page. So if you want to put this into any type of sales page, you can also do a 2-step checkout process. Not necessarily my favorite, but some people like that. So there's a lot of different ways you can set it up. I traditionally do just a regular checkout page. I keep it very simple. And then you can decide if you want to add your logo. Great. This is my other business account. And then your checkout field. So what information do you need? This is also really important. You can also tag them if they leave the checkout page for whatever reason. So if you want abandoned cart, link there. And then if you need to add any terms and conditions, I have this on all of my offers. We won't go into a lot of detail on that in this specific program, but you can always have them, have to require a terms and conditions. So, what that looks like. So things to think about. And then if you want to add something like a bump offer, meaning that when they go to check out, it's going to be like, hey, do you want this additional thing? You can do that too. Again, we won't jump into that a lot, but that is something to think about, especially if you have a program and a membership. Maybe getting them into the membership for just $1 for their first month is a nice little upgrade that gets people in there. So things to think about. All right. And then post sale. So this is when you can add people to lists and also tag your customers. So if you are wanting to do a live program, you're not going to tag every single customer that checks out because you don't know what program they're doing. So you'd probably want to do that manually. However, you could add them to a list of like a client list. So if they bought a certain program, you would put them in like a client list system or something like that. So there's a lot of different ways that you can tag your clients. And then you need to determine if you are going to have them access your product contents. So if I am doing a pre-sale, I do not want them to get logins to the membership that I'm pre-saling. I don't want them to see it until the date that it's ready. So I would leave this with nothing right now. Or maybe you are having them buy like a free a template. So, and maybe it's like $10. So you're going to give them a downloadable file, things like that. So these are things that you can give them. So this is important if you are doing pre-sale and you want them to get access to the program once the program is live. After you go from pre-sale to live, you're going to want to go ahead and change this. At the moment someone purchases, they get access to the membership. But during pre-sale, you're going to have them not get access to anything until the date of the launch. So that's why it's really important to tag your customers so that what happens is the day that the program launches, you can send an email to all of your individuals and you can give them all access to your program. So things to note there. So now that your offer is created in Kartra, we want to go ahead and sell our offer, right? So this is very important to note. But when you want to send someone a checkout link, you can literally see here that you have access to go ahead and send that checkout link to anyone you want. Now, if you are doing a pre-sale offer, you also have this multi-price checkpoint, which means that if you sent all the option to someone, every single one of these is going to show up. So when you're in pre-sale mode, you want to leave it like this, which means that if someone were to click on that link, I'm going to show you what it looks like, if we can see it, then you are actually going to see both of the offers. Sorry, it's a little bit cut off, but you're going to see both of those offers there, and then someone can choose the payment plan that works best for them. And then what you would want to do is when it became no longer a pre-sale situation, you're going to want to switch out the link and what is included in that link. So that's important to note, especially if on your sales page you have kind of a button click to pay instead of both options. You want to make sure that that button is going to have both options there. So let me show you an example of that because I think this will be helpful to you. So from a pre-sale standpoint, I'm just going to show you what this looks like. Okay. So if you were on Her 7-Figure Story page and you wanted to join the program, when it clicks here, it's actually going to go ahead and give you those two options that are here, the payment plan option and the pay in full option. And it's going to give you both of those. But then also on the page, there's links to them individually. So you're going to want to make sure that that link is set up correctly. This pay in full option or payment plan option, or if you have multiple payment plan options, whatever it is, you're just going to make sure that it is checked correctly depending on the state of your business you are in. So I hope that that is helpful as well. If you have any questions about pricing, send them our way. But that is how you set up a checkout link and also make sure that it is formatted correctly in Kartra.